What's up going muchachos, my name is Ellistroyer, and we're back with another LEGO review, the second one actually, and this is my first video in a very long time. It's been a couple of years, I believe, 3 years maybe, since the last one. Yeah, that's a while ago, but we're back, maybe with more to come. I don't really know, but I hope that I will be able to do more videos. We're doing a review on the 75280, the 501st Legion Clump Troopers. It's a battle pack, kinda. Not really, but it works as a battle pack since you have so many the same. But yeah, it's a cool set. Came out in 2020, I think August 14th. It comes with 3 normal 501st Clone Troopers and a Jet Trooper, very cool, and 2 battle droids, nothing special, and then some cool builds with a walker and a speeder. And I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I don't really like the stud shooters since the design is supposed to be a different one in canon, like in the movies and the shows. They're supposed to be like a long antenna thing that shoots blaster bolts, not a stud shooter, but it's supposed to be a playable feature. Maybe I'm gonna mod it later, but yeah. So this is the set. Here's what it looks like on top. It's a 501st Jet Trooper. On the back, you can see another way to pose it. You can see the Jet Trooper tracking. Yeah, and it's also playable in the newest LEGO game. And you can see a function on how the stud shooters work and how you can walk, and also a droid surrendering. Yeah, and on this side, the walker again, information only. Yeah, so this is a set. I've been waiting to open this for a while now, and I'm real excited. So I'll crack this one open and I'll show you what's inside. So here we have the set open. It comes with just 2 bags, 1 and 2, and there's a manual. Haven't really checked it out, and there's a bunch of stickers. Yeah, it looks to be a normal manual, so we'll get to building this one now. Now the set is finished and we'll get to reviewing it. So we'll begin by looking at the speeder. I think the speeder is a little too long than I would like. It's pretty long, if you can see here, yeah. And it makes it look a little bit goofy, I think. Takes away from the realism. I don't remember any of the actual speeders in Star Wars media being or looking like this. But nonetheless, if we look away from that fact, it's a pretty good looking speeder. It has 2 stud shooters, if I tilt it, yeah, here, pointing at the camera. And it has 2 blasters here, supposed to be like small laser cannons. They don't shoot anything, just for show. Looks pretty good, and doesn't have any play features. It does balance well, since there's a balance point here and there. Yeah, here. So it can stand up on its own. It's pretty good. There's a bunch of complicated stickers that can look really bad if you mess it up, but I think I managed to do a very good job, so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Yeah, and also the controls are very cool, since you can, I don't know if you can see, but you can adjust them very much to your own liking, and it can look like you're turning it if you want to pose it. Only holds one minifigure. It's very cool, yes. Next up, we're gonna look at the minifigures. So it comes with 3 of these 501st soldiers. I think it's a pretty slick design. It looks more modern, and I think it's more accurate to both the Clone Wars TV show and the movies. It's actually pretty advanced, since if you can see here, there's even footprinting, as well as lead printing, and yeah, front and back painting ain't that much of a big deal, but I think it's an impressive printing. And yeah, I'm compare it to the older version from about 2013. Here we have the new 501st Trooper compared to the 2013 Trooper. They look pretty much the same, although you can see some major difference with the hips being white on this one, and this having black hips, and the arms being blue, and you can also see some less complex paint printing in the face. There's no back printing on the helmets, but you can see that there's different back printing on these. I think this is more detailed than the older version. You can also see that they both have leg printing, but I think the leg printing on this one is a little less detailed than this one, so I think they really improved the figure. And there's no foot printing. You can see that the marking in the center of the chest is a bit wider in the newer models, and I think that's less accurate than the older ones, since it's supposed to be a little bit smaller. But I do think it could be stylized, and therefore it doesn't really matter, because it still looks good. Since it's just a minifigure, it's not really a model. And yeah, the arms. In the movies, they're supposed to have shoulder pads that are blue, and the hands are supposed to have blue patches. So they didn't include that on the newer ones. There's no arm printing at all, but these arms on the older ones were just totally blue, which isn't accurate either. But I guess you could say that the newer ones are more accurate, since the arms are predominantly white, not too much blue. And yeah, so I think that there's a great improvement with the newer figures. And besides the 3 other normal clone troopers, it comes with the 501st Jet Trooper, which has a little bit different printing. You can see instead of the normal marking on the chest that looks like a triangle, they have some sort of upper chest marking. The arms are totally blue, and you can also see that the leg printing is the same. And the helmet has also some different printings. You can see that the upside down triangle in the face isn't really an upside triangle at all. It's totally different, and you can see that the cheeks have blue instead of gray, and they have red spots. I think that's a marker for the Jet Troopers, since I think most Jet Troopers have that to designate that they're Jet Troopers. Of course, it has a jetpack, and underneath it's just normal back printing. It's a cool minifigure. I really like the design. You can use the helmet to distinguish and customize your troopers if you'd like to make some specialized troopers. And it's a pretty interesting design. Not that new and intriguing, but still intriguing enough. And I like it. There's no I don't know if there's a jet trooper from older sets, but I think this would most likely be an upgrade. The set also includes 2 normal B1 battle droids, nothing new on the design, just the same old. It's a sturdy design, and I think it works pretty well. And the last build in the set is an AT-RT Walker. It's a 501st painted version, so you can see the 501st number there, and the 501st, I think the Torrent Company actually logo. I don't really know. You can correct me in the comments. Maybe it's just the 501st, but I think it's specialized for the Torrent Company, the one that Captain Rex leads. Yeah, it's just a normal AT-RT build with blue markings instead, and it has some holdings here for the rifle and some binoculars. Works just normal. I think the only thing that I found a little bit weird were 2 things. There were the feet are a little bit too too elongated, just like the speeder was. But I think the feet are too... They should be wider and more thick, not like this elongated. But that's just my preference. But I think it looks fine. Anyways, it doesn't ruin the build. It's just what I would want. And it comes with a stud shooter as well. That's another gripe I have. I really don't like the stud shooters because I think it's supposed to be a play design, but doesn't really do anything for play because it's hard to aim and just... I think it barely can push down any minifigures, so it doesn't really bring anything to the table. I think it's more fun to have some sort of, like, some accurate weaponry. Like, there's supposed to be a long blaster cannon here. It's supposed to be able to move around and shoot. I think it's much more fun to use your imagination than to have to, like, aim this stupid stud shooter. So that's one thing I really would like them to stop doing, because it really doesn't bring anything. I think the flip fire missiles and any other kind of missiles, they're fun because they can actually hit things. This doesn't do anything. Otherwise, it fits one minifigure only, and you can see that there's a much sturdier design in the handle here. I don't know if I can bring it close. Oh no, I dropped it. Here. You can see that the handle, instead of being put on like a stud and being loose, it's nudged in between a bunch of bricks, making it much more sturdier. So if you want to take away the figure, it doesn't come off. That's pretty cool. I think in the old 20th anniversary Kashyyyk set, the ATR team, that one had a much worse design where the handle would just go away, but this is an improved design. I think it's pretty good. And then you have a little panel here, if the camera can focus. Yeah, a little panel here. It's supposed to be like how you steer or something. And the antenna here. So yeah, it's a pretty solid build, and I like it a lot. So overall, I think it's a pretty good set. I think the only critique I have is that the separatists, I mean the droids in this set, doesn't have any vehicles. I think you could at least include like a small vehicle, because I think that most of the separatists in every Star Wars set has not many vehicles. Like you can't, there's barely any sets to make an army and have anything to fight the Republic with. You know, there's no speeders, there's barely any tanks, and the tank builds are awful, I've heard. But otherwise it's a great set. I don't think it's a very good army builder, because I think it's a little bit too expensive for that. I think this set goes for around 280 Swedish crowns. I think around $350. I don't know. I've heard prices online, but I think I got it for like 280 crowns. So I think it's a little bit too expensive for just building an army. But I just want to say that the figures are very repeatable, so you could build an army. I'm just saying it's expensive, because you also get these builds if you don't want them. But overall, it's a great set, and I'm looking forward to getting the other 501st Battle Pack that came out this year, the one with the helmet holes that's so controversial. But I think the helmet holes are actually a pretty good idea, and I really want to take a look at them and talk about it. So yeah, I'd give this set about 6 out of 10. It's pretty good, pretty solid set. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video. That's all for me. Bye bye.